Hi, so today it's Coach Fred here, and today I'm going to just be going over a quick review from geometry to help you get ready for what you're going to be learning in your trig units on the unit circle and trigonometry. So what I want to review are the special right triangles, okay? The special right triangles. Okay, so there are two special right triangles that you learned about in geometry, the 45-45-90 triangle and a 30-60-90 triangle. And again, this is just a review of something from geometry. All right, so in a 45-45-90 right triangle, so they're right, okay, because they have that 90-degree angle, it means that two of the angles are 45 degrees. 45 and 45 degrees. Okay, and the relationship is that this is an isosceles triangle, so that means both of the legs are the same. So I'm going to call them x. And what you learned back then was that if you went through the Pythagorean theorem, the relationship would always stay the same. What you'd get with your hypotenuse would be x root 2, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to work with that triangle, and I'm going to actually draw a 45-45-90 triangle, and I'm going to try and find all the side lengths of the triangle if the hypotenuse is the number 1. So that's what I want it to be. I want it to be the number 1. All right, so if you multiply x by root 2 to get to the hypotenuse, to work your way back, you have to divide by root 2. So I would have to take 1 and divide by root 2, and then I would have to rationalize the denominator, which would give me root 2 over 2. So each side length, if the hypotenuse was 1, would be root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2. All right, now if you forgot or didn't see exactly what I did there, one way your teacher may have shown you to do this is these two values, you can write an equation to help you remember. You can set 1 equal to x root 2, and therefore then that solve for x, so you would be dividing by root 2. So it would go through that same process I just did. All right, so it's going to be really important that we recognize how I got here. The reason I use the number 1 is because when you talk more about the unit circle actually has a radius of 1. So these values, root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, and 1 are going to be very important. Okay, so now let's look at the 30-60-90 triangle. Okay, so I'm going to draw the right triangle. I'm actually going to put the 30 here, but it doesn't have to be. And the relationship you learned back then was that the side opposite 30, we called it the short leg. And the side opposite 60 was the long leg. Well, through that relationship, you would have learned that the hypotenuse was 2 times the short leg, or 2s in this case. And the long leg was the short leg multiplied by root 3. Okay, so now we're going to try this again in a 30-60-90 triangle with, so here's my 30, here's my 90, and here's my 60, and I'm going to try this with a hypotenuse of 1. Okay, so if the hypotenuse is 1, then the short leg, the side opposite 30, would be half of that, so 1/2. And then the long leg across from that would be 1/2 times root 3. Now we actually do simplify that and write that as root 3 over 2. So in any 30-60-90 triangle with a hypotenuse of 1, the values that are going to come up are going to be 1/2 root 3 over 2 and 1. So what you're going to be learning in trig, these values, 1/2 root 3 over 2 and root 2 over 2, are really important because they represent some things in the unit circle. And if we can remember that, it's going to be really helpful throughout our entire study of trigonometry. All right, guys, that was just a really brief overview of the special right triangles. We're going to be doing more with them today, or you might be doing more with them in your trig class. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day.